Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Rumble. God gave us this day. It's a beautiful day. Give thanks for the day that God has given you. If you're a paid protester, Antifa, paid whatever, I just seen a video, and I actually agreed with it. I would say I do. Back in the, what was it, 60s, 70s, whatever it was, they had protests. If you're somebody throwing a Molotov cocktail or throwing rocks, looting, doing all that, back then they would talk about putting lead in you and putting you 6 foot under. So I kind of agree with it. You're looting, you're stealing, you're doing all that stuff, and the people decide to defend their property, their restaurant, their stores, their homes, their streets, and they start putting lead in you, putting you 6 foot into the grass, and your mama and daddy is crying. Was that $12,000, $6,000, whatever you're getting paid, was it worth it? See, these billionaires are using useful idiots, and you are the useful idiots. These billionaires know exactly what they're doing. They're hiding in their little mansions while you go out and get arrested. You get arrested. You get marked as domestic terrorist. You get marked on the internet as an idiot, a lunatic. See, useful idiots is the way communism comes about. And if you think about it, useful idiots, they're used all the time by gang members, by terrorist organizations, or cults. The cults use it all the time. And the world elite, Walmart, the daughter of Walmart or whoever she is, she's a part of the cult. All these people are in a cult. They want to do population control. To actuality, you're using these useful idiots to bring about their agenda that they've been working on for centuries. They're creating chaos. They're bringing down America. The ripest apple on the tree. Paul Harvey said it right. If I were the devil, go listen to that. If I were the devil. I ain't going to go into the whole thing, but he explains exactly what's going on today. Well, your money that you're getting paid from Craigslist, from these anonymous money, is coming from China. So you talk about us buying stuff from Temu and wherever. Oh, you're buying from China, but you're getting paid from China to protest. Got that one guy that's hiding in China, and he's putting out all these ads. See, China is the one that wants world domination. But actuality, if you actually see what China is doing, they're buying property around our military bases. They're buying our farmland. And they're getting Americans to turn against each other. So actuality, you're falling into their hands. If you're Antifa trying to throw a planter pot down into the crowd below just because you want to walk around with your face covered and that little red and black flag, Antifa. We're fighting fascists, but we are the fascists. You're useful idiots. And this is exactly what they want. They want to mutilate our children, cut body parts off. They want to use the blood of our children. They want to use the body parts of aborted children, murdered children. You're playing into their hands. They want to worship the Baal. Baal or however you want to say it. They're idols, up here in Bohemian Grove, Bohemian Grove, sorry, excuse me. But Bohemian Grove, they want to worship their idols, and let alone other places. These hidden cities underground, under the earth where we walk every day, they want to worship the devil and his false gods and idols. Well, the Bible speaks about this in Revelations. It says the kings of the world, the rulers and the kings and all these people of the world will go hide in their caves. Well, the caves will collapse down on them. And then they'll be crying out for God, why have you forsaken me? Well, God hasn't forsaken you. You turned your back against God. And we're seeing America turn their back against God. You see people so boldly saying, I reject God, the Christian God. They'll tell you they reject Jesus. That's fine. Keep rejecting Jesus. Go for it. You say don't judge. We're not judging. God is the judge. Am I perfect? No. But I do sit back and say, God, if it comes about where I got to defend my wife, defend my family, defend what I have, what little I have, and defend my extended family up here, let me not be a coward. Let me stand and do the right thing. Because God detests cowards. And if you're covering your face with a mask and you're doing all this domestic terrorism and you're acting in mob mentality, creating riots and looting and whatever, you're a coward. To actuality, this world is gone in a heartbeat. You may be young and dumb right now, but someday you're going to be getting older and you're going to realize that all that wasn't worth it. The money wasn't worth it. The fame wasn't worth it. You're going to realize the big city, crime, looting, stealing, and all that, it's not worth it. And if you're in prison and jail and you're still joking and laughing about being in prison and jail and you still live in that lifestyle, and when you get out, you don't make a change for the better, you're a useful idiot. I'm going to tell you right now, the God in Jesus sees all, knows all. He knows your heart. And for every one of these protesters, someday, your knees will be on that ground and your face will be in the dirt, bowing down, admitting that Jesus is Lord. You say you're not going to, but no, you're going to be. Even I will be. See, we've lost a good man, Phil Roberts. Good Christian man. We've lost other good Christian people along the way. This world is slowly losing those elders that we should listen to. This world is slowly losing those. Cy Roberts, Duck Dynasty, Uncle Cy, not looking that great. I mean, he's still a good-looking guy. Age is getting to him. This body's going to wither away. There's a lot of people out there trying to do the right thing. Trump is one of them. He's trying to do the right thing. Jesus did the right thing and was perfect. He walked the earth perfectly. He conquered hell. He conquered the devil. But yet he was crucified. All right. This world turned their back against him. His own people, the Jewish people, turned their back against him. Who did he call to witness for him? It wasn't the preachers and all this stuff. No, he called these people that were criminals and They were kind of considered the lowest of the low. Come with me. Come follow me. See, these rich people, they don't follow God. They don't follow Jesus. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in Jesus because their money has blinded them. And they're using their money to blind you because your greed of that money, quick 6,000, quick 12,000, quick whatever, however much, quick money, fast money. That fast money is going to get you a fast trip to the fire pit. Yeah, that one that burned for eternity. I'd hate to see that place. I really would. I don't want to see it. I don't want to smell it. They say it smells like sulfur. If you ever smelled a sulfur pit, sulfur mine, that's ridiculous. It stinks. It smells like rotten eggs, but like a million times worse. See, y'all think it's a joke. There's billions and billions of people that have found out it's not a joke before you. That's been here on this earth before you. There are societies that, like the Roman society, the Egyptian pharaohs, and all that society, whatever. The Mayans, the Incans, and all these great societies, the Mongols, Genghis Khan, and all these societies. They've came, they've gone. America one day is going to go. United States of America one day is going to go. We're seeing the collapse of this great country because people can't get along. And I'm telling you, we're seeing little communities like this get swallowed up or just go vacant. They get left. People leave. The kids leave. They don't continue this great little town like White Deer, Texas, or Skillytown, or any of these little towns across America. I'm sure you know a whole bunch of them. If you do, comment where you're from. It's small towns. I don't care about the big cities because I'm not a big city person. I never was. I hated it. I lived in San Antonio. Lived up there just south of Chicago for a while. Was close enough to Chicago that I went, yeah. Lived in Phoenix for a little bit, and people in Phoenix, they're nothing but liars. So, did truck driving, drove through all 48 states. I've seen this country from coast to coast. I've seen a lot of good people in this country. A lot of good people from coast to coast. God blessed me when I was going through a rough time, truck driving, trying to get my own mental figured out with a lot of good people. And they blessed me with one good company that allowed me to do my thing. Yeah, granted, I wasn't doing it well. I was not a great truck driver because my ADHD, my mental was getting a hold of me. I wasn't. I was a truck driver for however long. Between 10 to 15 years, something like that. So I did it for several different different companies. England was a good company. I'll give CR England a shout out on this. Good company. A lot of people say, oh no, it's not a good. No, it is. It's what you make of it. I don't have no complaints. My complaints were my choices. That's the same thing with life. You make choices. If you're out there protesting and cops shoot you with a rubber bullet, I don't want you crying on the internet. They shoot you with pepper balls, or they shoot you with a mortar round, gas round, in the groin. Well, you deserve that one. If you're doing this stuff, you deserve it. Your choices has consequences. If you're looting, stealing, shoplifting, doing whatever, and you go to jail, consequences have actions. Unfortunately, if you put somebody in that position where they got to defend their property and they got to use lead, your choices have put that person in that position. Your choices. See, I don't feel sorry for these kids that are running around in these hoods and these ghettos and they're killing each other. I don't. I leave that to God. their choices to pick up that gun and play gangbanger, play thug, has got them 6 foot in the hole now. Or it's got them to be a drug addict or alcoholic or whatever. For those fathers that leave their wives, or the wives that leave the fathers, for stupid reasons, because they are greedy and they think that they're going to get child support, alimony, and all this other stuff, and that's the only reason you leave them. That's your choices. See, life has a lot of choices to make. There's only one choice you should make: living for God. That's the only choice you should make. It took me years to figure that out. Do I do it well right now? No. But I'm telling you, I'm winning over the devil slowly. I ain't out there protesting. I ain't getting paid to do the devil's work, to destroy this country that was given to us by God. Everybody says, oh, it belonged to Mexico, it belonged to the indigenous and all that other. No, the indigenous were killing each other. The indigenous were at war with each other. They were starving. They were all kinds of stuff going on during that society. They were not living for God. They believed in false gods. And so God allowed them to be taken over. Just like the Romans. The Romans actually never went away, technically, because the Catholics, Roman Catholics, are the Romans. The Vatican City, that's the Romans. And if you don't do your research on that, you don't believe it, well, do your research. They believe in a false god. They say they worship Jesus, but actually they worship Mother Mary and all these other pagan gods too. If you worship any other god, you can't sit on the fence. You got to either serve God or serve the devil. God ain't going to sit there and play, teeter-totter with you on a fence. No, he's not going to do that. To actuality, if you're out there living this trash lifestyle, turning your back to God, or playing games with God, God's not going to play games. He's done. Someday he's going to come back and say, I'm done. It's over. I pray for myself that I repent enough, and I cry out to God enough for forgiveness, that he accepts me. I pray that the devil goes away. All this temptation and all the stuff that he puts in front of me, it goes away. I pray for the people in LA. I pray for the Marines and everybody that gets called in to take care of business. I pray for ICE. I pray for law enforcement, because law enforcement is in a tough situation right now. They're trying to create law and order, but yet they're not being educated correctly about law and order, or your rights and your freedom. To actuality, you sit back and you listen to these law enforcement officers, and a lot of them don't even understand what constitutional rights is. They don't understand what laws are. A lot of them let their egos get a hold of them. This is where you need to take a step back as law enforcement, as anybody in the world. Check your own ego. If you're a paid protester, we're not on your side. We never will be. If you're an illegal immigrant, we're not on your side. If you're a black supremacist, white supremacist, whatever, you're a corrupt government agency or whatever, the American people are not on your side. You better figure out whose side you stand with. You have a choice today. Which side do you stand for? God, Jesus, constitutional rights and freedom, law and order, America? Or do you stand for China, Mexico, and everywhere else? And if you're carrying a Mexican flag and you don't want to go back, I know why you don't want to go back. Because if you were doing this in Mexico, They ain't going to play games with you. They're probably going to go unalive or put you in prison for, well, God knows how long. I don't. See, you don't want to go back to Mexico because you know that if you're doing this in Mexico, you're a terrorist, period. Domestic terrorist, and that's the way they're going to label you. Game over. America, we allow peaceful protesting. Peaceful. You have crossed that line. It's not peaceful anymore. So yes, the American people are rooting on the Marines, the war dogs, the devil dogs, whatever you want to call them. We're rooting on those people that are not afraid to go to hell and back to protect the American people. We're praying for the Green Beret or anybody that veterans, the old veterans that step up too. The old bikers that step up and take this country back too. We're praying for those patriots driving those 4x4 trucks or whatever vehicle they got with the American flags. We're praying for them. We're praying for safety for them. For y'all useful idiots, we're praying God will take care of you. We put you in the hands of God and we say, God, please take care of them. Please get them to wake up and see the light. We pray that you would turn your back to the evil and turn back to Jesus. But if you don't, well, like I said, your actions have consequences. Anyways, y'all be blessed today and pray for all these people that are standing up and taking care of this country. In the federal government, the local government, pray for them. Yes, hold them accountable. And I've said that. Hold them accountable to the laws, to the constitutional laws, to God's law. Most of all, God's law. Hold them accountable. Anyways, y'all have a good day. God bless. Be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Protect your family and friends. Protect your community. Stand up and defend your community and your friends and your family. Get prepared. Get that food that you need. Store it up. Rice, beans, whatever you got to store up. So you can have food. You can have food for a long time. And if you need to get the ammunition or the freedom seeds, as some people call it, get them. Stockpile them. You got to get the launchers of the freedom seed. Get them. Stockpile them. Because this country is falling into a civil war. Y'all need to wake up. Start getting prepared. If you have to build a huge fence around your property, do it. Build a wall around your property and defend your property, do it. Do what you need to protect your family. Anyways, pray to God that He will protect you, most of all. Pray to Jesus and the angels that they will put a hedge of protection around your family today, wherever they're at in this world. May God bless you today and be safe today. Love y'all.